Hi again, it's me, Jen. How are you doing this week? It's a weird world we live in, isn't it? I don't know about you, but it feels like the days are blurring into one another. And personally, I don't know what's coming next. From what I've heard from others, I'm not the only one who feels a bit uncertain. We're living in a world that we have never lived in before. So it's possible that you're experiencing a mixture of feelings, and that those feelings may come and go quickly, or they may linger. All of that is completely normal. But do you know what isn't normal? Anything we used to know as normal. We're about to enter a new normal. Okay, so I'm not saying everything will be completely different when we get out of this pandemic. That would be unlikely. But what is likely is that things will have shifted for sure. Here's where the work as researchers, storytellers, and foresighters comes in. It's our job to notice what's going on around us. The virus has shown us that for most of us, life can slow down considerably. That some of what we needed or thought we needed isn't actually that essential when push comes to shove, and other people, places, and things that we took for granted before are more essential than ever. Right now, we're living under rules that are new to us, new to society, new to the world as a whole. For most of us, we've never experienced anything at this scale before, and hopefully, we will never again. The rules are created to minimize the spread of the virus, to reduce the impact on our healthcare systems. However, the rules don't tell us when this will all end or how to preserve our relationships in the meantime. We're all learning how to live by these rules in our own way. The rules are not black and white. They don't recognize that we don't all live in the exact same situations, and therefore we can't all abide by the rules in the exact same way. We're all having to adapt. We're all going to need to adopt new routines, patterns, and rituals. We might have to stop some of what we did before or start new ways of doing things. Either way, change is happening, and change can be hard. Some of what we previously thought was permanent is now temporary or disappearing. We are experiencing loss. I don't know about you, but I miss hanging out with my friends and my family. I feel like a surgeon scrubbing in for surgery every time I wash my hands. My face suddenly feels very itchy when I'm outside. In theory, I understand why I should stop seeing people regularly and what I can do to stop spreading germs. But in practice, it still feels strange to me. We're all taking individual actions to make collective impact and to keep existing systems relevant. Okay. Let's break that down into stuff we can actually see. One of the biggest jobs of researchers, storytellers, and foresighters are observation skills. Have you ever sat on a park bench and just watched people? They might be people you know or complete strangers. It doesn't really matter. You watch them, you make up stories about what they're talking about, how they know each other, and what their lives might be. Do you do that? If you do, great. If you don't worry, you will soon enough. These are skills we're going to practice next. You can never really be too good at these skills. What we see in your life, in the lives of our families and our communities, can tell us a lot. Work on noticing your current routines. What habits do you have now? What's in your going outside survival kit? How do you share space with others, both inside and outside your homes? What does your everyday look like now? What do you do now that you didn't do before? Or is there anything you did before that you've completely stopped doing? Your current day-to-day is different than it was before. Your routines, your patterns, your rituals. This is true for almost everyone. We're going to have to make a new normal, so we might as well start close to home. Once you've practiced noticing your own new routines, patterns, and rituals, you can also practice documenting your family and friends by watching them or interviewing them. We're going to share with you 3 tools that you can use to document in different ways. One is called a photo diary or journal. One is called observation poems, and one is an interview guide. These methods tell us as researchers a lot about what's happening, and you can do them without leaving your own home. These activities will start to build a database of signals. As foresighters, we collect individual signals to look for themes and trends. Think of signals like individual pebbles on a beach. Alone, each pebble could seem insignificant, but together they can cause a ripple effect. We look forward to seeing your pebbles.